When the biggest winter storm in nearly 6 years took aim on southern Maryland, you knew who to turn to. JB Weather was with you before the storm to give you early warning of its potential.
I've been tracking the latest developments with our mid-season winter storm, and we could be looking at bands of more moderate to heavy snow centered here on southern Maryland
during the storm, with unparalleled live local coverage.
Forecaster John Bordash here with you, reporting live from Prince Frederick in Calvert counties.
That is likely producing upwards of 2 to 4 inches of snow per hour.
But we are looking at high snow totals across the region. We have high impacts on our roadways, and we are looking at increasing power outage numbers across the region.
And after the storm, to cover its historic aftermath.
Right now, we are sitting at right around 41,000 customers without power. Here's a look at that updated threat timeline I produced for you right around noon today. We will have travel impacts tomorrow. That black ice will be around.
We are looking at a widespread black ice event this morning across the region.
Your hometown weather forecaster is there to guide you through any storm, working to keep you and your family safe. Get updates on air, online, and on social media. For local coverage Southern Maryland can count on. From Southern Maryland's weather leader, this is a JB Weather Report.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone, or just about afternoon. We're right around 12 o'clock. I'm Forecaster John Bordash here with you to give you a snow update, even though the current temperature outside is sitting right at 64 degrees. If you can hear me fine, let me know in the comments. And what I will say is in the background, you're likely going to hear, or what you will likely hear is a lot of background sound. My upstairs neighbors are currently in the process of moving, and I've been banging things around all morning. And downstairs, my neighbors have dogs that have been going quite crazy this morning, so we have sound all around. So try to put this off as long as possible to allow for these people to figure out what's going on. So yeah, crazy morning, and I say that everyone can hear me. So that's enough about my personal life. Yeah, we do have snow to talk about. Yet again, winter is not canceled. We're continuing to track chances of snow through this active, really 6-7 week period. And we have a lot going on that's going to be setting this up. What I would say is to get this full forecast and all the details that go into it in a written format and to play around with the Futurecast, head over to jbweather.net. The link should be in the description of this video. You'll be able to click over there and get all the latest updates on this. But these are kind of the big headlines we're going to be tracking here over the next 24-36 hours. We're warm right now, but a cold front's going to be working through later on this evening. That's going to usher in a fresh injection of cold air. And the question then becomes, how quickly do our temperatures fall throughout the day or throughout the night tonight going into tomorrow? So much of your daylight hours today will be spent with mainly sunny skies, some gusty winds, but warm temperatures. Then we move on over into tomorrow morning. Rain will initially begin to fall as temperatures work their way down, and that will then eventually transition to snow. But then the question is how much dry air is present. So we have two big questions here. How quickly are these temperatures going to fall, and how much dry air is going to be present in our region tomorrow as snow tries to get going? With the warm temperatures we've seen all week, ground temperatures are well into the 40s and 50s. So that means accumulation is mainly going to be on grassy and colder surfaces. Slick spots will be possible in area roads, mainly after the snow moves out as temperatures cool down Sunday night going into Monday morning. So let me take you on forward here. We do have winter weather advisories in effect for all of the counties shaded in purple here. So this does not include much of our core coverage zone. This does not include any of Calvert County, any of Charles, any of St. Mary's, any of King George, any of Westmoreland, Northumberland, Lancaster, or Richmond counties. Those regions are not under a winter weather advisory. The areas locally that are would be Anne Arundel, PG County, Washington, D.C., points north and west. This is where the heaviest snow is likely going to fall as we head throughout the day tomorrow. That's not to say snow won't fall outside of this region. Our criteria for winter weather advisories would be 2 inches of snow falling over at least 50% of a county. And that's going to be the most likely to happen in that purple zone. So outside of that, you're going to see less than 2 inches, but you will still see snow. And then that one pink county down in parts of the Shenandoah Valley is a winter storm warning. And again, that's where the highest totals will be. So let me take you on over to Futurecast. Let me walk you through what it is we're tracking. Let me pause this quick. So this is going to be this evening. This is right around 10 o'clock this evening. You can see we have some rain showers initially moving through with that cold front. And as we push this forward, you can see that by 1 o'clock, that rain has transitioned to snow, but it's mainly northwest to DC. I think that's where we're going to be looking at the snow to begin first. And now the question becomes, here in southern Maryland on the northern neck, how quickly can we moisten up the atmosphere to allow that snow to start to fall in our region? And it will take some time. As you push this on over towards 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, you see that area of snow beginning to move further to the south and east. So many areas from Prince Frederick to the Plata points north and west at this point should start to get in on some light snow. And then as you push this on over towards 6, 7, 8 o'clock, it's trying to work its way south and east, but it's kind of falling apart a little bit. So if we bring this back here just a little bit, we'll be able to see, move to rerun the whole thing, you'll see that the snow is really going to, when it initially begins, is going to be when the heaviest snow falls. So where does that narrow band of the heaviest snow set up right now? It looks like north of our region. If that were to set up over our region, then of course we would be talking about heavier snows in our region. But let's push this back forward, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. We start to see that snow move into the region, often on snow showers. Even by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, we have that around. Quickly kind of coming to an end, though, by 5 or 6 o'clock. But then as we get some reinforcements with the cold air, we could see another wave of snow showers push through tomorrow evening. You can see that here. Or maybe by like 3 o'clock Monday morning, we have a quick band of snow move through. Wouldn't put down too much accumulation, but, it'd be something. So let me bring it back on over here. This is the snowfall forecast. I think it's a pretty good forecast with the way things stand right now. And I'll zoom in quick just so those of you that want to get the local snowfall forecast can get that. Really from about St. Leonard, Leonardtown points north, that's where you can maybe get an inch or two of snow. South of there, you're going to be struggling to get much more than an inch. This region was under my 1 to 2 inch band yesterday. We kind of shifted it further to the north, though. The highest accumulations will be found northwest of DC. So let me bring it back on over here. It's going to be found northwest of DC, really west of DC. That's where you're going to be able to get a couple or several inches of snow. So keep that in mind if you have any interest. I'll take you on over towards Warrenton, Virginia, Winchester, Virginia, Harrisonburg, Petersburg, Charlottesville. Those are going to be the regions I do locally see the higher snow totals. Well, we can actually see this evening on radar, and I want to make sure that the computer wants to work with me here because it hasn't been wanting to this morning. Let me take you on over here. This is a look at our temperatures right now. We are sitting Pax River 63, 64 on over towards Leonardtown, 64 down towards St. Mary's City, 64 Fredericksburg, 70s down towards Richmond. So plenty of warm air. And you can kind of see where that cold front is, where you have those colder temperatures northwest of our region. You're 32 in western Maryland, 32 near Altoona, Pennsylvania. Back in Pittsburgh, you're sitting at 34. And kind of zooming out, you can really see where that cold air is really kind of centered. Now, let me take this layer off, and let's take you on over towards radar. Here we go. Let's kind of get those county lines off. That kind of messes us up a little bit, and that's what I thought might happen. Let me bring us... Here we go. All right, so let's zoom on out. You can see how we have a stripe of cloud cover right now. This stripe right here, this is going to be the leading edge of our cold front. That's what's going to be pushing through. There isn't much precipitation with the actual cold front itself, at least not right now. It won't be until it hits the Atlantic where we start to see that moisture field pick up. But you can see as we zoom out, let's get that the pen back on here, where you have the cold front. Right, and then you're starting to get an increase of precipitation down here near Shreveport, Little Rock, Dallas. That's going to be your area of low pressure. And this is kind of a weird thing to try to describe, and especially to try to draw. As this cold front moves to the south and east, this area of low pressure will ride up along it. So the low pressure will gradually take a track kind of like that, right? And that's what will eventually end up bringing us that chance of snow. So that kind of breaks down where we're able to get the snow to start initially, and I'll bring it back on over here, where the snow starts initially on out towards the west. I mean, look down towards Harrisonburg here at 2 o'clock tonight. You already have snow falling. Cold air is already in this region, and the elevation in the terrain out here will help to enhance some of that snowfall. That's where the heaviest snow will fall, especially on over. So we have the Shenandoah Valley, the foothills. Kind of as you get towards DC, pointing south and east, does the cold air get in here quick enough? Do we have, is dry air an issue? So those are going to be the questions we're really working with. But this would be a look at that impact timeline for you, which I kind of think breaks this down easily. Light snow showers are going to be possible really after sunrise tomorrow. Along DC, you could see that before sunrise, but I really think it's going to be from about 6 a.m. maybe up until about 6 p.m. would be kind of the window. I don't think it continuously snows that entire period, and it doesn't snow everywhere during that time frame, but that's when light snow showers will try to work in. Temperatures do fall, so tomorrow morning temperatures are going, and throughout the day tomorrow, temperatures are going to be stuck in the 30s. Winds won't really be an issue. We will have wind gusts upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour. I don't think we're talking power outages tomorrow. And with accumulation, again, I don't think this will be when you really need to shovel. And it will barely accumulate on the grassy surfaces. You're talking shovels and sleds on out towards, let me get you back to the regional snow map. You're talking shovels and sleds back towards that 2 to 4 inch zone. But outside of that, I don't think it's going to be that much, that big of a concern. Again, limited accumulation on the roadways initially, almost no accumulation really. And then you could start to see those slick spots develop after sunset tomorrow night as temperatures get back below freezing. While the snow won't accumulate, it will lead to wet roadways, and that will freeze up a little bit. So I think if you have any Super Bowl viewing parties going on tomorrow evening, the snow shouldn't be too big of an issue, and roads should be fine. But do be aware that as you head home, let's say around 11, 12 o'clock, you could be looking at some slick spots that try to fire up. So we're kind of in this last half of winter now, where I'm personally, as much of a snow lover as I am, I'm kind of ready to flip the page now over to spring. I don't think we're done with winter. I think we still have, after this, probably one more shot of snow somewhere within the next 4 to 6 weeks. Is it a big event? Probably not. And I don't know exactly when that event will, could be. Maybe it's next weekend or the weekend after or something like that. But I think we probably only have one more shot at snow, and then I think we will see that transition over to spring happen. I think that transition does happen abruptly. I think by the second week of March, we're really warming things back up, where we're consistent. Where we are today, I think, is where we will consistently be by the time we head over towards the middle of March. I don't think we're talking late season snow. I think the cutoff date for snow really will be like St. Patrick's Day. And then April will kind of hold things steady, and we'll see how thunderstorm season tends to go. We don't really peak with severe thunderstorms until the summer here locally. The spring isn't a big time for severe weather in our region. Granted, we do see it. Spring severe weather events are kind of similar to like November and December snow events, where they're really hard to forecast, and there's a lot that can go wrong, especially with thunderstorms. So I think once we get into March, April, May, that 3 month time period will probably be kind of a quiet period where I don't think we're doing many lives. We'll still be doing updates, but not very many lives. And, we always have that time period, and that's kind of when school ramps up for me too. So that kind of coincides nice. So yeah, that's kind of, a general overview of how things look. I do see a quick question about what time do our temperatures drop, and I will get on this other screen Futurecast loaded up here with temperatures. So let me do that while I talk. Futurecast. Let's get radar. And I know you all can't see what I'm doing just yet, so do bear with me. We'll take this from what's right around 12 o'clock now. So we'll take it from 12 o'clock through, we'll call it 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll let that load up. So yeah, that's kind of, I think the general timeline for things, large scale, probably one more snow event, then we'll transition over to spring. Locally, again, this is your impact timeline for this event. Not a huge event by any stretch of the imagination. We've seen much bigger events this winter. This is much more of a nuisance event, so I wouldn't expect, huge, crazy impacts from it. So let me take you on over here. Futurecast. Oh, that's not that. This is it. So this won't be Futurecast for the radar. These are our temperatures where you can get these yellows. Those are generally temperatures. This is right around now, sitting in the 60s. These greens are more like 50s, where the blues, and I mean, you get teal, that's 40, blues that are 30. I know the colors are kind of hard to see, but you get a general idea of kind of where things are. And as we push this forward, this is, again, right around now, you can see we'll get, a nice surge of warm air down here to the south. You can get those oranges. Those are some 70s trying to pop on up. But you'll see how that cold air quickly kind of seeps further south overnight tonight, so that by 6 o'clock, we're already down to 50 in Leonard, or in La Plata, 52 in Lexington Park. And you see that cold air continuing to seep on in, so that by after 10 o'clock now, we're sitting with temperatures 45 La Plata, 45 down towards Leonardtown. And that cold air really kind of takes shape as we head into overnight tonight. And then by 4 o'clock, we're talking about temperatures that are now down towards the 30s. And then you have much colder air to the north and west, getting down here into the teens and 20s. So we're going to keep the cold air around through Sunday and Monday. I think Monday might be one of the colder days where highs probably only get to 34, 35. But then we'll build things back up as we head on over towards mid to late week. I think by next Wednesday, Thursday, we're getting on up towards the 60s again, and then we have a cold front that works through late Thursday into Friday. That could actually bring some soaking, some heavier rains. Cold air for next weekend, and maybe our next storm chance comes next weekend. And for those of you that are still sticking around, I can show you that quickly here. So let me bring you on over here, and then we'll wrap things up. I want to get out and enjoy the nice weather. Hence why we're not doing the button up in the tie right now, because I want to get out and enjoy this, and then we'll do more coverage later on tonight. But this is just a look at the general pattern. There's our storm system. You can see that area low pressure that develops. It brings, that swath of snow. So there's our low pressure. You get a swath of snow on the backside of it. That quickly moves out, though, so that's going to be for tomorrow. Zooming back out. Quick bout of cold air across our local region. Then you see these red lines start to encroach on our region. That's going to be warmer air as we're heading towards Thursday. This is our next storm system, though, and that could actually bring severe weather down to the south. Not for us locally, though, and you can see that huge slug of moisture just kind of moves into our region. And again, that comes with the cold front. That's Friday. And then behind it, we'll see this is going to be what we're watching. And it's kind of hard to see, but this is probably like a Saturday, Sunday type thing next weekend. We have an area low pressure. We have marginally cold air. It'll move out. This doesn't look like a big event, but if you get enough cold air, you can try to get some snow on the northern side of that, and that would be next weekend. But by and large, the general theme kind of moving forward is we are moderating slowly into spring. So, again, I think we still have another snow event. As we all know, our best snow events lately have seemed to have come the day after it's 60 degrees. So the fact that we'll be seeing more 60s is only kind of evidence and leads you to think maybe we will indeed see another snow event. If we think back to early January, that storm that dropped 10 to 15 inches, it was 62 degrees the day before, which is just crazy. And then we saw, a foot of snow the next day. So that's kind of what we're talking about. Yeah, Kathleen, hoping for spring. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. And it's weird because I do like snow and I like doing this. And the winter, and I think you all know, the winter is kind of the peak time for my business, right? JB Weathers gets the most attention. Again, I'm active throughout the year, but it's kind of like with restaurants. Like if you think like at a coastal location, they're the busiest in the summer. I'm the busiest in the winter. And it gets draining, especially at this point. We've been going nonstop here with like a snow event once a week for several weeks. And after a while, I don't want to say I'm running on empty because I'm not just yet. Last winter was much worse, where we crammed winter into 3 weeks, and that was brutal. So this has been a little bit more spread out. But I'm just kind of at a point now where I'm enjoying the nice weather, and I like snow, but we're going to start to enter into a time period here in about 2 weeks where snow will become harder to accumulate because the sun angle is rising. Our sun angle today is similar to the sun angle we have on Halloween. So our sun angle is coming higher. So even when it's snowing or raining, you still get those rays from the sun that come through the clouds and warm up the ground. And so when we get snow events in the middle of the day, let's say on March 1st, it's not going to accumulate as easy as it did with the January 3rd storm. So yeah, I'm kind of ready, and I'm not that I want severe weather, but I'm ready. I'm mentally preparing to move into that next phase, and then JB weather will become busy again this summer, I'm sure, when we have severe weather threats and tropical activity starts to heat up. It's just the months I hate the most professionally for the weather: March, April, May, sometimes June. Those 3 months are the most boring weather months. And initially, it's nice after going like crazy through January, February to get into that stretch. But those months are like, it's hard for me to come up with weather content because it's sunny and 60. Oh, now it's sunny and 64. It's not crazy. Where then in the summer, when we start to get more interesting weather, it brings in business and it gives me something to do. And then the next period that's boring is September, October, November. I like that time period. I like the fall. My birthday's in the fall. To me, it's a nice time of year. But weather-wise, it's also very boring, where temperatures are also then in the 60s and 50s, but kind of coming down, and Yeah, no, tropical tidbits is fine. I like using it. It's a nice quick way, and it's a free source. A lot of people can access it to, get like some of the basic model data. Now I pay several subscriptions for other model websites, so I would put those over tropical tidbits, but it's not a bad website. Yeah, Amy, yeah, fall is nice. I like fall, especially like October, November, where we really start to get cooler, where you can bring back out the sweatshirts and the hoodies. I don't like summer personally because I don't like the heat. And I did a tweet about this. Like, I had to rank the seasons. I like winter the most, then fall, then summer, then spring. Spring is horrible. Not only is it not busy in the weather world, you have allergies. I get really bad allergies. All the bugs come out. I am petrified of bees. And I know that's weird, but like, if it's yellow and black and flies, I freak out. And summer isn't any better. I mean, the pollen isn't as bad, but then it's 90 degrees and humid. Let's see. Tammy has an actual question on this system. What are your thoughts from traveling from Lexington Park on towards West Virginia? Tammy, I'll play Futurecast here for you so you can kind of see how this plays out. Tomorrow morning, if you're heading out west, you're going to run into snow tomorrow. I would take it easy. If that's the only day you can travel, today would be a better day to travel. Monday might be a better day to travel. Sunday, I'd probably wait till after noon, after 12 o'clock. That's when we have snow locally, but out towards the west, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, Amy B's, we're at the house. Yeah, I've been trying, so I try to at least get like a half hour to an hour of walking done a day. The last few months, that's been in the gym on the treadmill. But yesterday, I think the day even before, and then today, got to do that outside, and I'm not I've seen some of the critters trying to come back out. Yeah, but that's just about everything. Our viewership's down to like 52 viewers. So I will let you all get on with your day. I'm gonna get on with my day. I don't think we'll need to update this forecast again, but by and large, it's not a big event. 1 to 2 inches tomorrow tomorrow at most. And we'll kind of see how this goes. I'll do live updates tomorrow morning, throughout the morning, and then we'll kind of see how this plays out. So stay weather-aware, stay tuned. I will continue to have updates on Facebook, facebook.com/JBWeatherLLC, Twitter @JB_weather, Instagram @JBWeather. Check out the website always. That's kind of the central hub for our for my content, jbweather.net. You can always get all my updates over there. And also check out store.jbweather.net. That's where you can get JB Weather merchandise. Here we go. Here's my little JB said it's going to snow mug. I'll need to get this clean so I can use this tomorrow morning. Yeah, get the snow mug. Get ready. And then I got to start developing like some summertime merch. Sun's out, guns out. Let's see really quick. Will, what would be a best case? So if you're looking for the most amount of snow, I really think it's only going to be maybe 2, maybe 3 inches. I don't really see much more than a couple of inches for anyone outside of the mountains. But yeah, that's kind of everything. So we will talk again soon, I'm sure. Have a nice and safe one, and please get out and enjoy the nice weather. It is a nice one, and I'm going to go do the same.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.